What's going on, everybody? My name is Jeffrey D. Johnson, and I want to thank you and just show my appreciation for you tuning in to the Great Coaches Have Faith community. And I want to take this time to really pour my heart into explaining how important it is for the world, for youth, for your children, my children, to have coaches that are qualified, that are intentional, that are trained up in a way that will show nothing but beneficial fruit to the youth that we serve. I don't know if you know this, but did you know that it has been estimated that 90% of sports coaches in America do not have formal training in coach education or youth development? 90% of people that's working with our kids do not understand what it takes to develop a kid mentally, emotionally, socially, physically. And I just want to take this time in this podcast and this platform to really push us more into working with youth on more than just a sports winning and losing type of level. My goal is to try to change the narrative of youth sports development in a way that is very beneficial for not only the youth, but those that the youth come in contact with on a daily basis. Now, the title of this podcast is called Great Coaches Have Faith, Sports Guide for Aspiring Coaches, which directly correlates with my new book that's releasing called Great Coaches Have Faith. And I want to take this time to motivate, to equip coaches on best practices for creating an environment where young people will feel more safe, confident, skilled, have high esteem in themselves, and understands what exactly does it mean to serve God through sports. Now, we typically tell people through evangelism, through sharing our faith, that you're supposed to honor and share God wherever you are. Now, as an athlete, clearly in today's world, athletes are being shunned for sharing their perspective, their beliefs, their morals, their values, using their rights. So how can we not have the spirit of hypocrisy and actually teach our kids that you can use your platform for the benefit of others, to serve yourself, and to glorify God all at the same time? That's what this podcast is for. That's what this push is for. My cause, or our cause, is to completely eradicate bad technique and low esteem among athletes. And we can do that by pointing to them spiritually, building them up physically, and teaching them mentally so that they can be well-rounded and competent individuals in our society. That's the point of this thing. That's the entire essence of why we coach. Like, we want kids to have sportsmanship. We want them to have character that goes beyond the court or field. We want them to value others in the spirit of play. We want them to grow unbelievably within the small time that we have them. Like, it is our job to shepherd them, to mold them, to teach them, and to show them the way. To make disciples of all nations goes beyond sitting in a Bible study or a little D group. It goes more so into examining the life that you have and pouring it into the kids or pouring it into others so that they can imitate, they can initiate within themselves the qualities of Jesus himself. That's the point about coaching. Like, great coaches have faith. I think coaches have faith in God, but there are coaches that don't. But great coaches have faith in their kids, their athletes, their scholars, and great coaches have faith in themselves. And they teach their athletes to do the exact same, to have faith in themselves and in their teammates and their coaches and those that support their organization. This is an initiative to fully rebuild the culture or the nature of youth athletics. This is our opportunity to really dig deep and to draw from the core of why we play, the core of who we are as a nation, the core of who we are as humanity in terms of using sports as a tool for changing the world. Now, Ronald Bradstock, I always mess his name up. Ronald Bradley said that sports and art unifies us across cultures, languages, borders, and ethnicities. Like, he saw the connection that sport could use to break down all the things that divide us. Prime example, I can go to any country in the world that plays basketball. I will not necessarily need to learn the language in order to enjoy a common game of pickup 5-on-5. I know today, in today's world, I can't necessarily do that because of COVID, but the rules, the expectations, the movements, the love for the game is exactly the same. And that's why we see such a huge impact that the NBA has over our world, right? Because sports are universal. They are unifying. And if we take the opportunity to rebuild our athletes in a way that unifies using the platform that they have, man, we're going to see a complete transformation on how we actually engage with sports, right? I've seen and have heard stories of teams rioting and tearing down cities after a loss or after a victory. How could we instead teach athletes to be building and to uplifting and encouraging and molding their community to be better than before they got there? That's the point. And if it's only about winning or losing for you, then you're missing out on what exactly sports were made for. Okay, this is serious to me. This is serious for the kids that I've been training for the past 5 years. This is serious for the parents that want their kids to not only be good at basketball, but also be good little human beings. And that's the point of all of this. Sure, some parents only want their kid to learn how to shoot a basketball, but what they really deeply desire is for their child to be a better person. And that's what training is about. That's what growth is about. And that's what I plan on teaching all the aspiring coaches and trainers, the modus operandi for how we train or how we teach. And this is going to be a very interesting ride, and I'm looking forward to sharing everything that I have with you so that we can eliminate this problem together. You can join in, you can buy the book, you can listen to the podcast, you can purchase the shirts. Everything will be accessible, everything is connected, and everything is pushing our communities toward a bigger, better, brighter future. So thank you for tuning in. This is the pilot to our Great Coaches Have Faith podcast and YouTube channel. So please continue to like, subscribe, share this with others. Tag people that you know that are interested in working with kids. Tag people that may be interested in supporting the initiative and cause. You can visit our website at www.greatcoacheshavefaith.com, and you can purchase any of those things starting at the end of August. That is our big launch, our big release for the book, and I'm looking forward to sharing everything that I have and I have learned over these years dealing with kids for you. So thank y'all for being supportive, and I couldn't have done this without you, and I'm looking forward to just working with you in the future. This is your boy Jeffrey D. Johnson, aka Coach J. Talk to you soon. I love you. Remember your purpose and your worth net. Never a day are you worth less, because you're worth it, and so much more. Talk to you soon.